In this video, we're going to talk about vertical and horizontal lines. They aren't from a specific section in any of Chapter 10. However, they are going to be kind of intermingled in our topics. So this is all you need to know about vertical and horizontal lines. So first of all, let's make sure we're on the same page with what is vertical and what is horizontal. So the way I remember it is that horizontal lines go along with the horizon. So if you're looking at the sun and you see the horizon out in the distance, that is the lay of a horizontal line. They are parallel with flat ground. So here's an example of two parallel lines here. We've got two separate ones. This is the x-axis, this is our y-axis. Vertical lines go up and down, and here's one that's chilling on the x-axis here, and here's another one that's vertical farther out on the positive x-axis. The equations of vertical and horizontal lines are always going to be a little unique. So the equation of horizontal lines only have a y in them, so they don't have an x at all. So the equation of these two horizontal lines was y equals 6 and y equals -2. So again, they're flat, parallel with the ground, flat and parallel with the ground. So the opposite equations of vertical lines only have an x variable. One way you can remember it is that a vertical line kind of has an x if you flip it downwards. So vertical and v and x are kind of similar. So x equals 5 is a vertical line, which is this one right here. And x equals 0 is a vertical line that is the same thing as the y-axis. So one thing that you may notice is that the y equals 6 and y equals -2 are actually parallel with the opposite axes. So we'll talk about why this turns out to be in just a second. So again, here x equals 0 and x equals 5, these are parallel with the y-axis. So the lines do the opposite of what you may initially think that they do. The reason for this is when we look at tables of values for these lines. So first for horizontal lines, we're going to look at the equation y equals 6. So no matter what the value of x, this is basically saying y is 6. So it's like when your kid is asking you a question over and over again, and no matter what the answer is no, the same thing here, no matter what the y value is 6. So looking at a table of values for something like this, we have no matter what our x value is, the y value is always 6. So this ends up leading the notch on the y-axis to be the setup for our line. So that's why these lines end up being parallel to the opposite axes of the only letter that they contain. Very similarly, for vertical lines, the equation x equals 5 is basically saying no matter what the value of y, oops, a typo here, I'm going to fix that right now. No matter what the value of y, the x value is always 6. So regardless of our y value, it could be any value at all, the x value is always going to be 5. So don't forget we can have fractional values for our x and y. So this is a line that always is on x equals 5. And so no matter what, x is always going to be 5. So that's why it's on the notch of 5 and is parallel to the opposite axis. So that's the end of this video. Hopefully this helps you on your endeavors through the algebra of lines. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions.